Joe Biden, the gift that keeps on giving. I don't really know why he had the opportunity to just quietly exit stage left and decide to live out his remaining days, which seemingly are numbered because the guy is already basically a vegetable, just quietly private life. And he has chosen to start doing these interviews again, putting himself back on the scene. And today he was on with the beautiful, feminine, brilliant ladies over at The View. And he and Jill, of course, because he needed a handler and I guess no one else was available. And I want to play the moment that they asked him about these books being written about him that say that, well, these crazy books are saying that you started to decline mentally. And is that really true? Watch.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that, number one. Number two, you know,
he can't even look at her.
What we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where
embarrassed toddler.
We had an insurrection when I started. Not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that we, the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying.
What does this have to do with
1 million people dying?
Mental state,
We're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in the interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And you know, one of the things and
Alyssa, you know, one of the things I think is that
Jill swoops
the
in.
people who wrote those
saves
books
the day.
were not in the White House with us, and they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed,
look at him,
you know, reading my book, and he was still on the phone reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House. Being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours.
You would know, Jill, wouldn't you? You were the president.
Phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard.
That's enough. How embarrassing. He just stuttered on about things that were completely unrelated to the question. He couldn't even look any of the hosts in the eye. He blinked nervously looking at the table until, I don't know if she kicked him under the table or what, but it felt very much like they had some sort of a signal because Jill Biden swooped in right as Joe Biden stopped talking to save the day. And Joe was like, I've said enough. And Jill's like, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up where you left off there, babe, because let's face it, I was the one running the show this entire time, and I'm going to need to fix this answer. So no one knew how hard he actually worked. Really, that's weird because we got word from the White House aides that his hours were like 12 to 4 a couple of days a week, and he was out there sunbathing on the beach in Delaware, which we saw with our very own eyes. But listen, Jill is here to tell you how hard Joe Biden worked. It's just that no one is going to buy this, Matt.
No, and look, I'll tell you why he was looking down. What he's doing is he's trying to concentrate fully on what he's thinking because he can't keep eye contact, move, and look at the different people because that takes up a little bit more of your brain to be able to do that, and he can't do it. So what he's doing is he's really focused and he's really thinking about what he's having to say. But even then, he rambles. He says the same thing that we've heard him say over and over again. And look, we all know this. If you know, you and Stephen, when you've gone out, and me and Nadine go out, and you can tell when a discussion goes down a certain road that someone said something over and over again. If someone asks you about like Cornyn, you have a certain you have a certain angle on it, right? And you'll talk about it, and then Stephen or anyone else, your friends, will pop in whenever there's a gap or whenever they feel like they can add to the conversation. And I think that what you're looking at with Biden is she knows that is the key for when he has exhausted his mental energy, right? He says the same clip things, oh, well, we were doing things and then, we got to work and we couldn't do it, but we got to work. And I don't want to carry it. What he's saying is, I'm out. I'm tapping out. Come on in, coming in. She's a nightmare. I do not understand why they're doing this. Like, why would they just go away, have some self-respect? And if Stephen was like that, if I was like that for Nadine, I'd hope my wife would say, you know what, Matt, you can't go out like that anymore. You're struggling. Or certainly you wouldn't be pushed out there like that to do those things. There's no positive that can come from this, only that she gets a platform again. That's all I can see. Yeah. He's been bad for, I couldn't even believe that he got elected the first time round. And this is like 4 years later. It's crazy.
Yeah, you have to wonder, it's with Joe Biden and, I don't know, a couple other people in politics that you sit there and watch this happening and you go, wow, you really have no one in your life that loves you enough for you to just tell you it's time to go home. And I think that really is, Joe Biden was the guy who hooked all of his family members up with millions of dollars. Joe Biden was the gravy train. And it seems to me like everyone in his life, including his own wife of all people, is just like, yeah, we're going to do this because I enjoyed the spotlight and I'm not done. It really feels like he was the gravy train and she wants to milk that for however much more she can until he's finally gone, at which point she probably will try to find some other sinister way to milk that gravy train, because I guess that's all that he was to his family. How sad. That's just so devastatingly sad.
Yeah, but it's also a reflection on who he is as well, because I want to spend all my time with my grandkids when I get them. I don't want to be work. Right. I think that we'll always work. Like some of us will just always work, but I want the majority of my time to be with my grandkids and my kids. And even now, when I go off from work, I'm missing my kids. I want to get back to them. Then I want to get back. No, but in all honesty, in all fairness, no, it's not that at all. No. I don't understand someone. He's become the president of the United States. Go and chill a bit, will you? Go and chill. Spend some time with your grandchildren. Pick them. Why would you not want to do that? It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, well,
to me.
one of his grandchildren he won't even acknowledge. So there's that. But it's also like, it's not even just you've been the president. You were the president, like, go home, you're old. It's like you literally spent, 50 years in public office? 50, that's a long freaking time. The majority of your life you had spent in public office with the idea, this was always the plan, right? He had the goal of becoming president and he achieved that goal. Now, whether or not you believe that was actually the case is a different story. But the history books will reflect that Joe Biden, of course, was the 46th president of the United States. And so it's like, you did all of this for decades of your life, all to lead up to that moment. You had your moment. Just go home and enjoy your family. And it's just really sad to see how this power affects people, because they just seem to just crave it and want more and more and more and more. Like Dianne Feinstein, she just died in Congress, Yeah. Nancy Pelosi probably will just go up until she dies. These people don't want to relinquish their power. And it's just not a good setup that we have, where we've just got all of these old people just going to Congress to die.